Hey, Slush, how you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer and Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video. Anyway, how the heck are you, man? Anyway, this will probably be my one and only live video on Christmas Eve. We may do another, but this may do it because I'm having a couple really big products with you. There we go. Wanted to make sure that was working. Oh, goodness. So let's see what I do with it. There it is. I actually picked up this whiskey September of 24. My wife and I were in the area for our 30th anniversary. It's Hotel Tango. This is their American straight bourbon whiskey, 10-year-old at 128.4 proof. I did buy it in 24, but I didn't open it till May of 25. I didn't open it till May of this year, but it was probably getting time to just finish it up. And since I had another big product to have, I thought we'd just go big all the way across the board. So I poured a couple ounces in here neat. Share with you. Oh man, the notes on this are insane. They tell you to look for cherry, vanilla, and burnt sugars, and certainly all of those are there. I'm just going to put a little finer point on all those notes. Cherry, I'm going to tell you more of almost somewhere between a dark cherry and a sour cherry. I'm also going to say burnt sugar is almost like a creme brulee. A lot of vanilla going on there. A lot of big barrel notes happening as well. Almost like a, I said creme brulee, but also with the cherry, it's almost like a cherry cordial kind of thing happening. A lot of big barrel at the finish, though. A lot of oak, a lot of spice. Your usual suspects, right? You're going to find some cinnamon, some allspice. You might feel clove, but I'm certainly picking up some ginger here. A rather spicy barrel finish, if you will. You set that down. Let me show you the beer I decided to pop. This is an older vintage, but it was a gift to me this year on my birthday back in May. But it is a 2022 vintage. (14.3%). Show you that I'm not messing with your heads here. It's 2022. (14.3). It's a big bad boy, man. I don't typically buy these products because I don't like to feed the big machine. But I mean, when somebody gifts it to you, that's a whole other thing altogether. And there was a time before the AB buyout that Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout was it was the benchmark for a bourbon barrel stout. Wow, those aromas are outstanding. But it's just not anymore. They haven't been consistent since the buyout, and there are several others doing it better, in my opinion. And again, I like to buy small, whether I'm buying beer or whiskey. The aromatics on this are I meant to say, are really nice. I let it sit out and warm for about 30 minutes. Oh gosh, that is nice. That is aged very well. A lot of big barrel, though. I'm really tasting that barrel right now. Oh gosh. Feeling some dark chocolate, some coffee. You might feel some dark fruit notes as well, depending on. But for me, I'm really feeling those oak notes, right? That barrel is really prevalent here. A lot of vanilla running all the way through. Again, a lot of coffee, dark chocolate. Amazingly approachable at that 14.3. I mean, it doesn't feel hot to me. I know it will to others. Mostly because I've been through this. I think a lot of folks just get scared by the ABV. They look at certain ABVs of proof and just know it's going to be hot before they take a drink. You're going to expect to taste some alcohol. It is 14.3%. But to me, when you say hot or boozy, it implies that it's flawed in some way. So this, you are going to taste some alcohol, but I don't feel it to be hot or boozy in any way. Yeah, I mean, that is really easy to drink at that 14.3. Had I not known it was 14.3, or had it not said there, I probably would have guessed somewhere between 9 and 10. Because again, you should be able to taste stuff in there, but to me, again, if you use hot or boozy, it means it is taken over, right? It is somehow taken over your initial beer, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not flawed in any way. Well, that is remarkably easy to drink. Yes. So I got a nice birthday basket on my 60th birthday this year. It was kind of from a lot of different people, so I don't know exactly where this came from. I'm guessing it was from my boss John, because I know he's hoarded several of these over the years, so I'm guessing this is where it came from, but I don't know that to be a fact. 22 means he's hung on to it for 3 years before giving it to me. And I've got another vintage in the fridge. I don't know what year it is. I just randomly grabbed this one. There was 2 of them in the back of the fridge. I just grabbed this one. Figured it was about time. It is the holidays after. It is the holidays after all, man. It's missing some comments there. Sorry about that, guys. Still getting used to this new StreamYard setup. Best brother, say hi. Hi from Sonic. Hi, Tom from Jeff. Sláinte, Jeff. And Merry Christmas from Japan. Another one says, another one from Jeff, too expensive. You can find compatible bourbon based stouts for half the price. Yeah, and that's kind of my thing. Is that's why I don't buy them. Like I said, this one was a gift. I feel, again, there was a time when the Goose Island was the benchmark of the style, but that's just not the case anymore. And they're relying on a name and the lemmings just going out and buying them no matter what anyway now. Gabriel says hi, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to y'all if y'all celebrate, or happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. I don't care. I'm not a militant Christian. I think we all ought to be able to celebrate whatever we want. Let me set this down for a second, focus on that whiskey again. Again, this is the Hotel Tango 10-year-old bourbon at 128.4. I got about 2 ounces neat in here. This is what I started with anyway. The aromatics are just simply gorgeous on this as well. Again, remarkably easy to drink at that proof, at that cask. It is just insane. Again, you should taste some alcohol. It's 128 and change, but again, it's not hot or boozy. It doesn't. The alcohol doesn't take away from the flavors and aromatics of the bourbon. I just think those are subtleties that a lot of folks don't seem to understand. Oh gosh, that's nice. My wife and I were invited. Got some good friends that have been trying to take care of us since losing our grandson. They know we've both been struggling, so they invited us over for Christmas Eve tonight, and we kind of wanted to go, but when it came down to it, neither one of us felt like being around people. But Josh and Rebecca are great folks, so I'm really grateful that they invited us, and I'm sad we couldn't make it, but we are going to do some other things with them. We're actually going to do something that I don't know that we've ever done. Actually, I was trying to think back. We usually go nowhere on New Year's. There's been a couple times, I think there was 1 or 2 times in the past where we took the kids to a motel and where they could use the pool and stuff. But I can't think of a time where we actually went out on a New Year's to listen to a band or meet friends. But we are going to this year. There's a great musician in town. His name is Vic Vaughn. He was one of the first musicians that I saw when I first got to this town back in '92, and he's amazing. And I haven't seen him in a long time, though. I used to see his shows a lot. But he's playing here in town, and a friend of mine, Josh, is actually smoking pork for the event. So we're going to actually get out on New Year's, which is something we've never done. It's not far from home, so I'm grateful for that. But and I did tell him that we probably wouldn't make it to midnight. But yeah, just show up and have some of that good barbecue, because I know he's pretty amazing. And then see just maybe an hour or two of Vic Vaughn. It'll be a nice New Year's Eve. And just Christmas, we just couldn't do it. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate those kind words. All right, let's trade again. Go back to my snifter. It is a big bottle, and I obviously didn't pour it all in here, so I'm just going to do this 8-ounce snifter here with you with that whiskey. We'll drink the rest of that bottle later, or it'll be a very short night if I attempted to drink it all at this moment in time. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I've had vintages that I just haven't cared for. This one has held up very well. That's been kind of my issue with Bourbon County, is that since the AB buyout, they've been inconsistent. They've tried to do a lot of different things, and they've been rather inconsistent. The price has gone up. And they're not the only game in town for bourbon barrel stouts or bourbon barrel of any kind anymore. Many breweries are doing them, and a lot of them, well, most of them, if not all of them, in all honesty, are doing them better. You would think a large program like AB InBev would have more consistency, but they just don't seem to. But I will tell you in all honesty that I do like this very much. Would I have paid the price for it initially? Probably not, if I'm being honest. But like I said, this was a gift. But now that I know how good this vintage is, If I had an opportunity to pick up another one, I probably would. Being 100% honest with you all, this one is done exquisitely well, and it has held up very well over the 3 years. And it does pair well with this Hotel Tango because, again, this is a great big mamma jamma of a bourbon, right? It's 10-year-old at cask, 128 change. I mean, it takes no prisoners, but the flavors and aromas really pair well with this particular beer. And I'm not sure that another one would hold up to it, right? A bourbon this big, I mean, it would take a beer this big to really stand up to it. So, anyways, I digress. So I hadn't had one of those in 3 to 4 years. So let me finish my bourbon up here. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and oh, mercy, that was good. I also, who are you, Tom? Do you still remember your name? That was a big bourbon. Yeah, I do. I'm Tom, also Tom, the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy, sláinte. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in.